What's going on, guys? Welcome back into the channel. Big thank you for joining me on another episode of the Canarian Revolution. This is the save where I'm taking Tenerife to the top of Spanish football for the first time, and I'm going to do it using players born in the Canary Islands only. If you've been with me for the journey so far, you'd have seen in the previous episode that we would start a brand new season. We would kick off in style, beating Alaves on the opening day of the season. We then pushed forwards later on in the season, and we would beat Cadiz in the second game in that episode, and we would be sitting second in the Liga as we left it off last time, only sat behind Real Madrid. In today's episode, we have pushed forwards. It's the 9th of January 2028. We're going to play two more games, the first of which will be the Supercopa de España final. We are playing against Real Madrid in that today. And then we'll push forwards later in the episode, and we'll possibly come back against Barcelona later in the season to see if we can do the unprecedented thing and beat them twice in a single season. But first, let's bring you up to date with everything that's happened since the last episode. So going on into the schedule, the last game that we played whilst in an episode was the 4-2 victory against Cadiz, as just mentioned. And since then, we have been in good form. Now, admittedly, the next game didn't go to plan. We drew 0-0 with Granada, struggled to get the ball in the net, but also stayed solid in terms of our defence. It was a boring 0-0 draw, but nonetheless, it was another point on the board. The next game was against FC Copenhagen, or FC Copenhagen. A 1-0 victory there would give us 3 more points in the Champions League phase. The next game would be a 5-2 victory against Girona in La Liga. Fantastic game of football with goals from Solomon, Nazan, Guedes and Cabello, securing those 3 points. Moving on, FC Porto were up next. We played them at home in the Champions League phase, and we would collect another 3 points with another 1-0 victory. Next up in La Liga was a 2-2 draw against Valencia. Some brilliant football from both teams ensured that the points were shared. We then would go on and beat Real Valladolid in La Liga 3-2. Goals from Cabello and Guedes would secure 3 more points there, but some shaky defending as we concede 2 goals at home. And then last time out, before we rejoin the episode, we would beat Villarreal 2-1 in the Supercopa de España semi-final. Goals from Solomon and Costas would ensure that we would play against Real Madrid in the very next game. Let's have a little look at the competitions just to show you how they are getting on as well then. So at this point of the season, we are sat in second place. We have played 17 games. We have won 13, drew 2, lost 2, have a goal difference of 41. At this stage, we are only 1 point behind Real Madrid, but we do have a game in hand. So we are really sticking to the task this season. In seasons gone, there was quite a gap between the two teams, but this season, we are really pulling our weight and we are putting the effort in, making sure that we stick with Real Madrid. So if they drop points, we can capitalise, and hopefully in the next game, which is the game in hand, we can go on and win that game and we will take control of La Liga. Looking at some of the stats, so we have Chinadu Solomon on 13 league goals at this point after 18 or 17 games for us, 18 match days. In terms of the average ratings, Cabello and Nunez both on 7.45, sharing 3rd and 4th place. It's more of a tie, isn't it? So it's 2 third places. In the assists, you have Nunez on 7 and Cabello on 7. Cabello has 5 Player of the Match awards. It's all looking good as we are moving through the season. Looking at some of the other competitions then. So in terms of the Champions League, we have managed to pull ourselves up into 12th place on 12 points. Played 6, won 4, have a goal difference of just 3. And luckily for us, if we look behind us, we have Benfica, Liverpool, Roma, Bayern Munich, Borussia Dortmund, Red Bull, I believe that one's Salzburg? Yeah, Salzburg, Rangers, Real Madrid are below us, and Red Bull Leipzig too. So some big teams below us, but there are teams that have already qualified for the playoffs or for to skip the next part of the playoffs, so they go into the round of 16. We will go into the playoffs, and I'm not too sure who we're going to draw, but some of these teams down here, Real Madrid, Porto, Sevilla, I don't know if we can draw coefficients in the new format of the Champions League, because I believe it goes into brackets, but it may be that we can avoid one of our own country teams maybe, but there's still Bayern Munich, Borussia Dortmund, Liverpool. It's going to be difficult in the Champions League. We have no expectation whatsoever of doing well in the Champions League. We are literally just turning up, playing the games, and hopefully getting the results. And we'll see who we draw in the Champions League later on in the episode. In terms of the Copa del Rey, we are in the third round. We have drawn against Sansa, I believe that is, a smaller team in Spanish football. And then we have the Supercopa de España. So that will be today's first game. Let's go and have a look at the team lineup then that we are going to put out for this game. So it's going to be Ramos in goal, Elias, Roberto, Moreno and Gutierrez. We have Alonso, Nizan in the midfield holding 2, Moleiro, Nunez and Cabello up top with Solomon leading the line. Can we go the extra mile and go and win a trophy in the top flight against Real Madrid? Now, if you remember back, last time we were on camera against Real Madrid, we got absolutely spanked. But earlier on in the season, with no expectations of beating them, we actually got a result in La Liga. Now, if we could repeat that once again, that would be fantastic. But once again, we have no expectations. And in a one-off game, anything can happen. Looking at Real Madrid's lineup, a few names in there that are a little bit strange at this point. So you've got Cole Walker-Peters, Zeno de Bast. They're going to have a corner. So let's watch this one in. So Ruggieri swings it out, gets headed up in the air, and it's hit the post. Gutierrez can only lift it back up. Rodrigo has the chance, and it goes... Well, it must have been a foul in there somewhere because the play goes dead, and we survive another day. But they are going to have another free kick here. Rodrigo with the ball over the crossbar. Mo Ramos watches it go needlessly out. But yeah, some of the other players, Ruggieri, Tchouameni, Valverde, Camavinga, Bellingham, Rodrigo, and of course Kylian Mbappe. They have an absolutely lethal team, but at the moment we are holding them at bay. That could be about to change though, because they are on the attack with Bellingham, and he hits it straight at Mo Ramos. We are really riding our luck, but we haven't had a chance of our own yet. I can only hope that when we get one, which looks like it could happen here, as the pink shirts flood forward, ball goes into the box, it's headed up in the air and it comes away. For a second I thought we were going to have a chance, and then when we do have a chance, it was Amir Nunez with the shot who puts it wide. He should have done better with that chance. I really thought that the net was going to bulge when he hit it down low. It was headed towards the corner and it drifts just past the post. So we are putting up a good fight. We haven't exactly had a lot in terms of chances of our own, and we are firefighting a little bit, but we do. If we could carve one or two more chances, that we obviously take one. It could either be we poke the bear and wake them up, or they could drop the heads, and hopefully if we could get any kind of pressure on them. Here's a cross in, there's a header. I thought that one was going to drop in as well. We are having chances, we just cannot hit the target, which is disappointing. Chinadu Solomon, normally the main man in terms of those situations, isn't really having much, but we have seen this before. Ruggieri with a corner kick, it gets headed back towards goal. Mo Ramos, I thought, touched it over, but it's going to go out for a goal kick, and that means that at half time it's 0-0. We're going to get in, we're going to get out, and hopefully we can craft or fashion ourselves any kind of chance which would give us some kind of chance of getting this result. But it's Real Madrid on the attack again. Valverde with a shot from distance. Mo Ramos can't get there. And that's really unfortunate, because we were holding them at arm's length and they were having chances. But look at the distance this ball travels. So he plays the 1-2 and he's hit it on the turn. Ramos sees it the whole way. Can't get down, can't keep it out. That's Football Manager for you sometimes. When you think you're in the game and you think you're just going to ride the wave, all of a sudden it comes along, it topples you over. So let's make some changes. We're going to bring on Comisana. Or in fact, Nunez isn't doing too great, is he? So I think what we'll do is actually swap Nunez and Moleiro, and then bring Comisana on the right. Anybody else who really looks like they're flagging? Left back, could potentially do with changing. So bring Valentino Raka on in place of Elias. And we're going to make a change in the middle of the park. We're going to bring Javier Martin on in place of Javi Alonso. We're going to go for the younger midfield and see if the two academy prospects can't get us something out of this game. Fingers crossed they can. I'm not too sure, but we're going to have a chance, it seems. Raka with the ball to Moleiro, who plays it back to Raka. Martin to Nizan, switches the play out. It comes into the box. Solomon had the chance. He swung the leg at it, couldn't get it on target. But it's back out to Gutierrez. Can he beat his man? He crosses it deep. Two defenders get up to head it out. And it's come out to Comisano, who plays it back into the box. And all of a sudden, it's ping-ponging around. Can we do anything with it? Gutierrez crosses it in, and there is Moleiro to get the equaliser. This was a crazy goal. I'm not even sure if Moleiro knows too much about this, because Gutierrez does really well playing the 1-2 with Cabello. He then takes his man on, and when it gets crossed in, the goalkeeper parries it up in the air. Moleiro just heads it back towards goal, and it's dropped into the empty net. And all of a sudden, we are on level terms. Is it going to be short-lived, though? Real Madrid straight back on the attack. 75 minutes on the clock now. As Valverde gets it in the midfield, plays it to Rodrigo. Can we close him down? Somebody go to the ball, please. He's just given all the space to get outside. He crosses it into Mbappe. Shot was blocked. Camavinga smashes it in to make it 2-1. We're going to go to a VAR check. Not 100% sure why, because I think this one looked like a good goal. Oh, it's actually disallowed. So Camavinga was caught offside. Let's have a little look at this, because I wasn't too sure where. So it is Mbappe who gets caught offside, and he has the goal ruled out for Camavinga. The Real Madrid are back on the attack anyway. Walker-Peters swings it in. Camavinga goes out to the corner, and Gutierrez steals it. Nizan plays it to Moreno, who smashes it straight at his own player. Ball's pinging around, and this time Mbappe has scored. And once again, we're going to a VAR check. I don't think this one will be ruled out. It is ruled out. How lucky are we in this game? Moa Ramos goes and gets the ball out the net. So it's played off of Ardagulo, and then he's kind of arced the run, but not well enough. And Moa Ramos was in no man's land. He was like reaching down, almost touching his boots as the ball whistled past him. But thankfully for us, VAR steps in, rules the goal out, and we are still level with 78 minutes on the clock. Are we going to have a chance? We're building. Raka's towards the edge of the box. Gutierrez again, he's getting involved. He's going to take his man on once again. Ball gets blocked, and now the ball is out to Mbappe, who just eases past Moreno, but he does well. Or so I thought he'd done well. He'd stopped the attack, but it's obvious that the referee didn't like what he saw, and he's going to send... Yeah, I'm not too sure about that. Marco Moreno didn't seem to do too much wrong there for me. That's disappointing. Who should we sacrifice in this? We're going to sacrifice number 7. Yeah, Trelez is going to have to come on. And we're going to try and... I think once we get to here, we're going to go to balanced and see if we can't hold off. I don't know if this goes to extra time or penalty straight away. If it goes to penalty straight away, then it could favour us in terms of the lottery. If it goes to extra time, Real Madrid are going to win the game. But we're clinging on here to try and just get over the line. And that's a poor decision from Gutierrez. He throws the ball as far up the pitch as he can get it. It's coming back towards us. And it's over the top. Ardagulo is in. And he is missed. That is crazy. I thought this game was over so many times. What are we going to go to extra time here? So this is it. We're not going to have any chance in extra time. We've got a few players that actually need to come off. So let's get Moleiro off because he's looking jaded. And we really need him in the second half of the season. And poor Gutierrez has poured his heart into the game. He is now coming to the end as well. So we are going to take those two off as we try and see it out. But we have a chance of our own. This is crazy. Teto is over the ball. Is he going to shoot or is he going to pass? He's had a shot and the goalkeeper, Mestre, turns it around. We have a corner. Can we do something from this corner? Teto with the ball. Swings it in. Goes into the middle. Goalkeeper comes out and claims it, no problems. So, once again, we are left to be clinging on. Real Madrid having 2 and 3 shots at a time. 26 in total, 9 on target. And are they going to break our hearts here? Valverde with the ball out to Camavinga. He's going to take his player on. It gets crossed in. I think that hit the post. Kylian Mbappe has not been fantastic in front of goal today at all. And yeah, I think he hit the post there from close range. So, in a half time for extra time, and we have kicked the second period of extra time off. We're creeping towards a penalty shootout here. I was not expecting us to hold on as well as we have. We're at the 115-minute mark, and just as I was saying, we've held on really well. Real Madrid have got a penalty. This is going to be given, I think, for a push. Unfortunately, it looked at the near post like there was a push, and just as I jinx it, Kylian Mbappe, of all people, is going to step up and take it, and he's going to convert it. Just as I was saying, he wasn't having much luck in front of goal himself. Up he steps with his penalty and has pretty much put that to bed, I'm sure. Yeah, Ramos dives completely the wrong way. Mbappe, cool as you like, slots it in. We are going to miss out. Wow, could get even worse here. Camavinga with the ball in. Ardagula's gone to ground and he's going to give another penalty, isn't he? How unlucky can you be? We have absolutely played brilliantly in this game. And 2 penalties in extra time is going to be our undoing. How devastating. Oh, in fact, it's not, because Mo Ramos has saved this one. There was me pretty much resigned to the fact that Mbappe was about to smash that ball into the net. And Mo Ramos, with a fantastic penalty save, manages to keep the score at 2-1. From the resulting corner, Endrick back to Mbappe. Looked offside. Let the game go, but full time, we're going to have a little look at Real Madrid lift their trophy. I know it's not us, but it's what could be. And at the end of the day, I'm going to say it quietly. You've just seen how much improved we are against the bigger teams. We pushed Real Madrid all the way to extra time with 10 men, and we're going to let them have this one. I would gladly have exchanged this for a league title, because that's the one we're looking for. So, fingers crossed. We're going to get our revenge, and we'll get our revenge in the league. Yeah. We'll wait to see that one. Right then, let's go back to the main game. Let's have a look at the schedule and see where we can come back. So, we've run a good run of form up until that point. Lost in the Supercopa de España final. I think we're going to make it hard for ourselves. We're going to go forwards to the 27th of the 2nd, 2028. And we're going to play Barcelona in the second game. There may be some new signings just before we get to that game. So if there are any new signings, we'll unveil them too. But let's see what happens. Let's move forward and see if we can continue our good run of form. Can we stick with Real Madrid and still be there when we face Barcelona? Okay, so we've pushed forwards. It's the 4th of March 2028. And I decided to make a bit of a change. Now, originally, we were going to come back for the Barcelona game to show you us play in La Liga against Barcelona. But looking at the schedule, the very next game was against Real Madrid. So I took the opportunity to play Real Madrid twice in the same episode. And this time it won't be in a cup final. This time it is in La Liga. We're going to go and look for revenge from the Supercopa final and hopefully take 3 points off them in our pursuit to win La Liga. Firstly, before we get into that game though, let me just show you what has happened. We've just gone through another transfer window where we would sign just one player. The player would be Jorge Sainz. He's a player that was scouted by our scouting team, popped up on the report as a reliable veteran-style defender. He can also play as a defensive midfielder, but we do at the moment have quite a lot of academy graduates who are in the first team. And once again, like we've been doing, we are just sprinkling the team with those veteran players who can come in, calm the kids down, maybe mentor them and give them some of their positive traits. And he's a player that definitely can go into the team and help us out, make us a little bit more steady at the back. Hopefully, it will contribute to us going on and winning the league. Let's have a look at the schedule just to show you what happened since you have been away then. So we left off last time from that Real Madrid game where we lost in the Supercopa final. Since then, we would beat Vallecano 4-0, Sansa 4-1 in the Copa del Rey third round. We'd have a 1-1 draw against Atletico Madrid in the Champions League, a 3-1 victory against Celta Vigo, a 2-1 victory against Borussia Dortmund in the Champions League, then a 6-2 victory against Alaves. Jese Solomon bagged himself a hat-trick in that one. Sporting Gijon, we would push them to the side in the fourth round of the Copa del Rey before coming unstuck in the Copa del Rey against Villarreal in the quarterfinals. We would lose that game 2-1 at home. Since then, we had a 2-1 victory against Leganes, a 1-1 draw with Atletico Madrid, and then unfortunately for us, we were paired off against AC Milan in the Champions League knockout playoff round first leg. We would lose that game 3-1, and then in the return leg, we would draw 2-2. The other two games that we have played was a 4-1 victory against Athletic Club, and surprisingly, we were able to do the unthinkable as we beat Barcelona at the Heliodoro Rodriguez Lopez to gain another 3 points and make sure that we do the double over Barcelona for the first time, I'm sure, in history. So that brings us nicely up to date. We are playing against Real Madrid once again. Let's have a little look at the competitions just to show you how La Liga sits. So we are currently on 24 games played, 19 wins, 3 draws, 2 losses. We've got a difference of just 39, but we are on 60 points. Vitally, we have a game in hand over Real Madrid. So that means that in today's episode, we can actually go on and extend that lead if we play and beat Real Madrid in the next game. We have a current 4-point gap. We can build that to 7 points. This save could be about to go crazy. Looking at the stats across the season, Jese Solomon is a man on fire and definitely the one who is putting the club on his back and taking us to new heights. 23 league goals at this point. Cabello on a 7.47 average rating and Nunez on a 7.40. Nunez would be our leading assister with 9 assists. So, in terms of La Liga, everything is going really well. Champions League, as we now know, we got knocked out by AC Milan. We're also knocked out in the quarterfinals by Villarreal in the Copa del Rey. And we were the runners-up in the Supercopa de España. So, it's time for a bit of revenge. Can we go and get 3 points against Real Madrid? And as I said, after we lost the Supercopa final, we have bigger fish to fry. This is the game I would absolutely love, by hook or by crook, somehow to get 3 points from. So let's look at the lineup. We're going to have a Ramos in goal. Sejas, Roberto, Martin and Gutierrez are our back four. Alonso and Nizan are our holding midfielders. Moleiro, Nunez and Cabello. And up top, the main man himself, Jese Solomon. So let's submit the team. Let's move on into the game interface for the match day. Let's hopefully get the 3 points. We are away from home, so we are playing in our infamous pink strip. Let's see if we can take the game to Real Madrid. Now, we did fantastically in the cup final. We played in that game with 10 men for a very long time. Now we have 11 versus 11. What can we do in this one? Well, Endrick is trying to build something from the middle of the park. It's Tapsoba to Ardagula. Ibanez out to Ruggieri. He's going to try and take us on. Brahim plays the ball into the middle, but Sejas cuts that out. Solomon now with the ball. If he finds a pass here, there was a man ahead of him, but he chose not to play that pass. Moleiro to Alonso. Ball into the middle is cut out, but Nizan is going to pick it up. Who plays it to Gutierrez, beats his man, cuts it back, and there is the goal to give us the lead as Nozet Cabello means that at this point, if we stop the game, we are going to be 7 points clear of Real Madrid in the league, and we still have a game in hand. What is Ruggieri doing? I'm not too sure. Gutierrez cuts the ball back, and Cabello with a finish that is true. It finds the back of the net, and Courtois in goal can do nothing to stop that goal. Can we hold on? Can we build on this? We have another clip coming in. It's Roberto with the ball out wide. Gutierrez plays it into the middle. Nizan takes it in his stride. Cabello's in the box again. Just as he's about to pull the trigger, it's taken off of his toe. And Jese Solomon has given us a 2-0 advantage in the Bernabeu. What is happening here? Noizan cuts the ball back. Cabello is in. Ruggieri sticks a toe out. It falls nicely to Solomon. Courtois is down. Cannot save the ball. It's 15 minutes on the clock. We have had 2 shots. We have scored 2 goals. Now, don't for a second think that this game is over in the 15th minute. But my gosh, we have given ourselves a fantastic chance at taking 3 points off of Real Madrid. They got a corner. Ardagula swings it in. Ibanez with the overhead kick that hits the outside netting, or outside of the netting of the goal. That would have been some spectacular goal had that had gone in. Thankfully for us, it goes wide. Unluckily for them, it means that we still have a 2-0 lead to our name. 39 minutes on the clock. We still only have those 2 shots. And Real Madrid are now cranking up the pressure. Mbappe with a corner. He looks like he's offside, but we did have a man on the post. So it means that he probably was being played onside. And then the ball gets floated back in, looking for Endrick at the back post. And it goes over the bar. Madrid now have a free kick. They are lining this one up. It's going to be Ardagula over the ball. What can he do with it? He bends it, hits the underside of the crossbar. And just like in that cup final, we are living dangerously. But unlike in the cup final, we have a 2-goal advantage. And we are on the attack again as Gutierrez goes to beat his man. Ardagula gets the ball out of play. What is coming here? Gutierrez turns the full way around before throwing it in as Moleiro is there on the back post and he scores with a header. This is absolutely crazy. We are 3-0 up in the Bernabeu and we are about to go 7 points clear in La Liga. Is this it? Is this the season where we finally are going to hit the peak of Spanish football? How fantastic would it be to do that in this season? Let's start off the second half as Madrid instantly have a free kick and they're going to get a goal back here. It's going to go to VAR, but it looks like it was clever. I mean, look at how fast Mbappe is running back to the halfway line there. Checking the goal. Goal is awarded. So some quick thinking from Gula. Mbappe peels off of the defender, smashes the ball into the net, and after 30 seconds, is it going to be premature? The celebrations of going 3-0 up. So yeah, clever goal. Peels off the defender. Nobody picks him up. Smashes it into the net. We're on the attack again, but we've given the ball away to Tchouameni, who gives it to Tapsoba. And we're just a minute after they've scored, and they're on the attack again. The ball comes out to Aarons on the right-hand side. He's running towards the byline, cuts it back. Tchouameni is there. Ardagula is there, and Ruggieri has hit the bar. Like I was just saying before we went to half-time, we were living dangerously. But once again, we are at their end of the pitch, and Gutierrez is involved. He crosses it in. Nunez has turned. He's hit the shot, and it's gone over the crossbar. How unlucky was that? I think if we could get another goal here, we would really make it difficult for them to get back into the game. As it stands, a 2-goal lead I don't think is enough. Certainly not enough to be comfortable. And now we're playing the ball around here. Martin to Gutierrez. What a fantastic pass that was. Cabello up the line. Can he cut it in? He can. Nunez has the shot. It's crossed back in. Courtois with the safe hands. We need the game really to calm down for ourselves because it's got a little bit frenetic. And when you have a lead against Real Madrid, the last thing you want is for the ball to be going up and down the pitch and you are really drawn into that kind of game. So let's make a few changes. This could go one of two ways. We could upset the balance of the team, or we could just give ourselves some fresh legs to make sure that this one is in the bag. So we're going to bring on Teto for Nunez. We've brought on Comisana in place of Cabello. And I think we're... Yeah, I'm going to take off Chinadu Solomon. It's a weird thing to do because obviously he's the leading goal scorer in the Liga and we need another goal, I think. But playing Arana and playing him as high up the pitch as we can possibly get him in that centre-forward role, maybe he can just start to hassle some tired defenders. And if we get one more chance and the ball falls to him, I would put money on him taking that chance as it happens, the time is ticking away. Real Madrid have thrown the ball back in. Played it up to Rodrigo, who looked to be offside. There was a little hand up from the defender to suggest maybe he was offside, but it doesn't matter because Ramos has got the ball and it's played it to Martin. Gutierrez now moves the ball forwards. How far can he go up the pitch? Not very far is the answer before Tyler Adams, of all people, cuts it out. Hendrick is now playing the ball forward. Rodrigo has cut us open and thankfully he has missed. I think we've got to credit Mo Ramos there with a save because they gave a corner when Rodrigo was in. And from that corner, Mo Ramos has come out and claimed the ball. We are now minutes away from a famous victory. We're going to play the ball back to Ramos. Take your time here. Pick your passes wisely. As the ball goes out wide, we are in the 2nd minute of 4 added on and we are pushing forwards. Teto crazily tries to square the ball with nobody there, but he's going to get another chance at it. He plays it to Comisana, who's in the box. Teto's there, blocked shot. Gutierrez, Sejas, he shoots from distance. Courtois has turned that over, and we are finishing with a flurry. There is just 2 minutes of the game left. Moleiro with the corner, swings it in, goes up. Gutierrez heads it back out towards him. Javi Alonso back to Neuzar. Moleiro's still in the box, and it is put out of play for another corner. Whilst this is all good, the time is going so slowly. Moleiro swings it in. Neuzar is the target at the near post, but Javi Alonso once again is the player to get the ball. You can only find Camavinga. And luckily for us, that is it. Time is up. We have won 3-1 against Real Madrid. What a crazy, crazy game that was. And what a crazy, crazy look La Liga now has to it. Look at this. We are now currently sat 7 points ahead of the champions with a game in hand. This is absolutely crazy. If we don't have a better chance at winning the league in this save, I'm pretty sure this is it. I'm almost lost for words. It's pretty crazy. We have these games to go. There are, how many is there? There is 13 games to go in the league. We're going to push forwards for the next episode. Hopefully come back for around the Cadiz game. And then if it goes all the way to the wire, it'll be Cadiz and Rayo Vallecano. So all to play for in the league. La Liga is really, really hotting up. I mean, Atletico Madrid are on 51, Barcelona are on 51, Real Madrid are on 56, and we are on 63. There is every chance that if we can just somehow keep winning games, we could end up top of the pile come the end of the season. But to find out what happens, you're going to have to join me on the next episode because I'm going to leave this one here. You've just seen us be absolutely fantastic in both games. Even though we lost the first one in that cup final, we were fantastic. 10 men for as long as we went into extra time, only losing out to the penalty. I know we had another one saved, but only losing out to a penalty in extra time was fantastic. And then a 3-1 victory in La Liga to give us that advantage. So you're going to have to come back and join me on the next episode to find out how this season is going to finish. Can we climb to the top? Please don't forget to hit the like button on this video. Subscribe to the channel. For this one, I'm going to leave it there. I'll see you on another episode of the Canarian Revolution very soon.